Hi everybody, hi, good afternoon. Sunday afternoon has rolled around, and for those of you that were excited for the weekend, it's nearly all over now. I hate Sunday afternoon for that reason. Anyway, this is Tsitsi Tsapotsa. Hi Rebecca, thanks for joining. Thanks for stopping by to watch this video feed. Today we're talking about things to do to keep your writing on track. Hi Rebecca. Hi, thanks everybody for joining me from Facebook as well. So today we've got a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about to help you keep your writing on track. So first of all, it's important to keep track of set some realistic goals. Got my tongue in a twist. It's important to set some realistic goals so that you plan your work and you work towards that. So if you know that you can't write for more than an hour, see how many words you can write in that hour. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the hearts. Thank you. So you need to be realistic about what you can achieve, and you can always increase that figure. And the whole idea is that your writing time should be intentional. It shouldn't be like, oh well, if I've got 20 minutes tomorrow, I might jot a few lines. It has to be intentional time that you've set aside to do your writing. So you need to fit in the schedule, and you can head over to my blog and read about some time management skills that I found useful. And the blog is tsitsitsapotsa.com, and it's called Tsitsi's Write. So I have a lot of handy hints over there as well. But for now, we're just going to talk about some of the other things, not specifically time management. And sometimes when you found your characters, you've decided on your characters, you may struggle a little bit to describe them. So one of the things that you can do is Google a description. So for example, if you wanted to describe somebody who was tall and thin, you could look for a description that matched that, search that in the Google, and look for a description that can help you to make a written description of that person to guide you. But a really good idea is using people around you as you go around, on your day-to-day, looking at different people and getting descriptions of them down, and writing what comes to mind, what strikes you about those people. So tip number 3 is don't edit whilst you're writing. I think I mentioned this yesterday in yesterday's post, that you should be writing just your first draft is really an opportunity to get the whole all the ideas down and the whole first manuscript down, and it's not meant to be perfect, it's just meant to be. So you need to do that. So don't judge yourself on your first manuscript, on your first draft, because you have to get everything down and it's not time for editing, and especially if you're taking part in our 30-day challenge. So I'm running a 30-day challenge, and it's in conjunction with the National Novel Writing Month of November, and what we're trying to do is to get everybody to sign up, everyone who's ever wanted to write a book. It's a great opportunity to challenge yourself to write it in 30 days. Now, I appreciate that not everybody is ready to rock and roll with the project, and you might need a little support. So I've got a really special program to tease out the writer in you. And it's basically a 30-day program where I give you support to write your book. And this is a support in person. It's live. So, I mean, I'm not in your living room, but I am in a virtual sense. And I'll be able to help you to get through any issues you're having. I'll also have a purposeful program where you can jump in and compare with what you're doing and improve what you're doing and work with that. And this program is for fiction and non-fiction, so we're going to have different sessions for both. If you've got all the time in the world, I suppose you can attend both the classes, but it's really intended so that we tease out the different types of books, you know, different writers, because I think some of the support you need is different, and so that's what we're doing. So just to get back to, oh, and before I move on, the link, if you want to enlist my help, is in the description, in the heading of the description of this feed. Why am I having problems today? I don't know. So the link that will take you to a sign-up page where you can sign up. The cost of this coaching for 30 days is $99. It's a cool $99, a cool, affordable $99. And it's a special offer because it's National Novel Writing Month. Otherwise, those are not the normal rates. The rates will go up afterwards. So if I were you, I'd jump on this because it's a great opportunity to get some support at reasonable price. So let's get back to what we were talking about, which is some of the things that you need to do to keep your writing on track. So the other thing that you need to do is, and I'm sure you've heard it a million times, or maybe you haven't heard it before, but keep a notebook handy. So you need to develop a notebook habit where you take it with you everywhere you go, and you jot down ideas and anything that inspires you. We talked about some inspiration yesterday, so you want to write down anything, whether it's a character you've seen. And sometimes, I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes when I'm walking around, a description of a space, or you know, especially when you're walking around in nature, I just get inspired. I just come up with something and I think, oh my goodness, that would be really nice to include somewhere. And so you might not be something that you use immediately, but it's there in your little notebook of ideas. And I've got millions, gazillions of notebooks. I have a notebook for a lot of different things, and I'm actually thinking I might just do a feed on notebooks, and just so that I can share with you some of the ways that you can use your notebook, and I may have a notebook to offer, but that's something I have to think about first. But I'll definitely do a feed on developing a notebook habit, and we can talk about some of the things that to keep inside your notebook. And yeah, so we'll talk about that at a different time. The other time is the other item that I wanted to talk about was the importance of creating a schedule for your writing. So as I said earlier, it shouldn't be accidental, it should be incidental, it should be purposeful time that you set aside to write. And if you keep, you know, there's somewhere where I read that if you keep doing something for 30 days, it actually becomes a habit. So if you wanted to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to write, and if you did that for 30 days consistently, it then becomes a habit and it becomes your way of life. It's really great. It's nice to search out good habits, whether it's writing or anything else, and trying to implement them into your lifestyle to improve the quality of your life, or to enable you to do some of the things that are important to you. So if writing a book is on your bucket list, you have to actively do something about it. You have to make a plan and look at that plan, implement that plan every single day to make it work. So the other thing is you need to find beta readers. Beta readers, for those of you who are unfamiliar with them, are readers, people that you have specially selected to read your work. So you would select a beta reader who is passionate about reading. Say if you're a romance writer novel, you would get a beta reader who avidly reads romance, and you get feedback from them. you can use for the different topics, whatever your topic is, you need to find someone who reads, who consumes that material. So if it's a professional piece, you might want to speak to some colleagues. Maybe you're part of a membership, you have a membership to something, to a professional membership, so you might seek out some fellow practitioners in your field, or you might look for people who've bought books in a similar category, or who read those types of books, and get feedback. You can even get lecturers at universities to, hi Rebecca, you're back, lecturers at universities to read your book for you and give you some constructive criticism. And we can do a whole feed back on how to deal with criticism and all of that. That's just a whole topic on its own, and we're not going to cover it right now. It's just important that you have some beta readers. Then you need to also be confident in your skills. Make sure that you have the right support network around you. And, very often when you're doing something new, you'll have the naysayers, the people who say that you can't do it or who doubt your ability. And I think you need to plug your ears when they start talking, or avoid them for the time that you need to do this project. So because, just because somebody says you can't do something, or they think that you can't do something, it doesn't mean that you can't. If you're struggling, I'm available to help you get through this project for you and give you support. The other thing you can use Google for is for place descriptions. So if you haven't been to the place, it's always a good idea to write about a place that you actually know, because you'll be familiar with all the colloquialisms, and if people actually do go to the Costa shop across the road, especially if you're using the actual name of an actual place, then you need to have some sort of familiarity with it. You need to know where everybody goes for coffee, or how busy the streets are, and so that you can make it realistic. So you can Google, but it's not the same as actually being in the place, but you can Google place settings to get a description. So, as I said, if you'd like to hire me for any more information, because this is just information I'm providing you. If you require support for your actual project, for your actual manuscript, then please do click on the link. If you're watching this in the replay, or if you're watching it live even, I'd appreciate some hearts and some thumbs up. And you can share the feed, this post, with any of your friends by copying the link or by sharing. So please do so. And I'll be back again tonight with another interesting topic. So please stay tuned, and I'll see you at 8 o'clock this evening. Thanks for watching. Bye.